and it is our very first hybrid summit ever. So some of us are here in Maryland, lots of people are watching online, and I've got one of our speakers and one of our attendees with me today. So we're going to talk to Madhav and Megan. So thanks for joining us. Madhav Bhatt, you are an offensive security engineer with Credit Karma, and you and your colleague Brad Richardson are going to do a talk later today, right? So tell us a little about your talk, and is this your first time back in person doing a summit talk or a conference talk?
So, I get this on. So, yeah, this is, I guess, my third time in person summit talk. Previously, at Wild West HackFest and B-Sides Raleigh.
Okay.
Uh, what we're going to talk about is how you can do red teaming inside Google Cloud Platform. There is a lot of focus on AWS and Azure, and rightfully so, because they are most popular cloud platforms out there. But Google Cloud is gradually catching up, and I think it's important to know that what threats it will pose to the industry. Before it is everybody starts fully utilizing it, and we deal with those threats beforehand. But as far as in-person summit talks go, I did one with the SANS Purple team.
I remember. Yep.
It was all virtual, and as much as I enjoyed it, I would say that nothing beats in-person conferences. That's for me, because if you're an attendee, you get into this atmosphere. You just leave everything out there. You don't have to think about anything else. Versus if you are doing virtual, you might be multitasking. You might be catching up with your work on Slack, checking your email, and you also miss out things like you will on Slack. You might not randomly DM another attendee asking them or to talk to them. Right here, you meet somebody while you're taking coffee.
Mhm.
You just strike up a chat. You have a meaningful conversation. You all learn from each other. So I think for me, in-person summit always beats the virtual ones.
Yes, I agree. I'm super excited to be here. This is my first time back at an in-person event in 20 months. And actually tonight we're going to do some fun stuff. Night in a private space here, and Randall's going to have some prizes and goodies. So I agree with you. All right. And then Megan Jecko, this is my first time meeting you. You have been kind of a little ray of sunshine for all of the virtual events that SANS has done, because you are on the Slack workspace for every virtual event. You always have something nice to say, and chatting with other people. And we always have our pet channel. And I'm sorry, I have to mention it. Megan has a chinchilla, and she is so cute. I watched you do a virtual talk for the Diana Initiative, and you're going to come back in person talk at the SANS CTI, which is our Threat Intelligence Summit in January. So tell me what you've been doing and in person, and how you feel about being here.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for having us here. I've given many virtual talks since the pandemic, and only one in-person talk since all this has happened. And I'm really thrilled to be giving a second in-person talk in January. And it's just so nice to be back in these more in-person events. And so just, it's nice to get to meet people and see like, okay, you're going to be in a talk this afternoon. And that's actually one of the talks that I personally was looking forward to, because, Google Cloud is one of those that I don't know as much about in regards to being able to attack that and attack vector. You hear so much more about AWS, and I'm more experienced with that. And so it's nice to get to actually meet the people who are then giving those talks and be able to strike up a conversation as a person. And so I think you get so much more out of that from a person-to-person. And so I've really been enjoying that. And I mean, I think you can kind of get both sides, right? Because you can participate in the Slack channel. I know I've already posted some pictures of my chinchilla Cusco, so you can go check her out. She is adorable. I'm a little biased, of course, but it's nice. You kind of get both a bit of both worlds here. So where you get to meet people in person. I'm actually sitting in front of one of the keynotes from earlier, so I was chatting with him. And he has his pit hat, and we exchanged. He gave me a sticker with a unicorn and a Skype, and I gave him some googly eyes. So we had a nice exchange with that. And so you kind of get these different interactions that you might not have. So I've been enjoying that. And I look forward to the January talk with the cyber threat intelligence.
That's awesome. So it's a lot of fun to be here, and obviously these guys are enjoying it. But if you can't, for whatever reason, you can always join us virtually. In fact, you can even still register if you want to watch Madhav and Brad's talk later today and see all the talks that are going to happen tomorrow. And Megan's going to be here in person with us, and hopefully you will be too. But if not, you can already go and register for the virtual option to watch CTI, and it's always going to be free to watch it virtually. So wherever you are, if you can't travel, you can't get away from the office or home, you can always still be with us. But obviously, if you can hear, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of chocolate cakes over there right behind the camera, and let's be honest, that's one of the best things about in-person events is hotel snacks. So, all right, any final things that you want to know, Madhav, aside from registering for your talk for this afternoon?
I totally forgot to mention the arcade thing, but really looking forward to that. It's been a while since I've had that at a conference. So really looking forward to that event.
Yep. We have the old school arcade game cabinets coming in, right?
That was like old school arcade cabinets. So I would say just be willing to reach out to people. So like Madhav and I struck up a conversation. So be it that you're here in person or that you are online, whichever one, be willing to start up a conversation with some on Slack in person. And you know, like people are putting in on the business card channel, sharing their contact information in regards to like LinkedIn, Twitter. Share that contact information and do that networking so that you can talk to each other and make those connections. So that would be my final piece of advice.
Awesome.
So one of the things I think touch on is from a safety standpoint here, right? You may want to show off your bands, right?
Oh, right. So I am wearing this all the time.
Yeah, we are wearing our masks.
Until just now, and I asked these guys if they were okay with me taking it off just because it's a little bit weird on camera. And you will see that our speakers are unmasked on stage, but other than that, we're all masking. And if you were here, you could have this cool SANS mask too. Plus, we have these bands. You can choose a wristband, green, yellow, or red. It kind of indicates your comfort level of whether you want hugs or you're cool kind of hanging out. If you maybe want to just do a elbow bump, or a red is like, I don't really want any physical contact. I'm kind of in between, so I figured I would be orange. Madhav looks like he's green. He's good to go. So if you see him, you can hug him. So we are being really careful. Also, we're super socially distanced in the ballroom. We have classroom tables with only one seat per table. So you have lots of room to spread out your snacks and your papers, and we've got sanitizer all over the place. So if that is a concern for you, please know we are taking it really seriously, and us sitting here for 15 minutes together unmasked is an anomaly. Randall's standing there right now in his mask. Yep. What else did we forget, Steven? All right. Exciting. All right, I'm going to go have some of that chocolate cake now then. Well, save your appetite because there'll be a lot of appetizers, like stuff at the arcade party tonight. Right? Thank you so much.